Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This session is about emerging social media trends. I hope and expect by the end of this session you would be aware of certain emerging social media trends and their significance in sociolinguistics. Well, my dear students, it is not possible to talk about all the new social media trends in one session. So I have selected a few to highlight, and I have tried to relate them to the sociolinguistic perspectives so that as students of sociolinguistics you could understand what is the significance of the emergence of these trends or other trends like them. The first and the most important trend that I would like to share is of higher engagement rates between brands and customers. This has been unprecedented before that. Traditional electronic media or print media always has presented advertisements of different brands and different products of different brands, throughout their histories. However, as far as this engagement with the customers is concerned, this is unprecedented. We do not find any examples of these in the past. It is only through the recent decade or so that we would say that brands have actually suddenly realized the impact of social media engagement, and they have started thinking of creating a lasting impact through this kind of what we would call customer engagement with the brands. So according to Instagram, at least already 80% of its users already follow a brand on network. So brands are now trying to customize or custom build their social networking with people in such a way that people follow these brands on the internet. In order to resolve these issues of catering for immense numbers of or huge numbers of customers, customizable chatbots are being used. Incoming social messages to your brand, of course, need a response. If hundreds and thousands of customers are asking questions, making queries about a certain product, a product's color, size, other parameters, its delivery time online, etc. So all these need to be systemized to give answers. So this has changed the social media trends in certain ways, where chatbots are customized, and now an organization, when it receives hundreds and thousands of queries and all that, they are organized through these chatbots, and it becomes possible to connect to them individually and to connect to them in groups to respond to them and to cater for their needs. Another trend that I would like to talk about is of in-platform messaging and of Instagram stories. World is changing with a very rapid speed. A decade ago, probably it was not heard of, and a couple of years ago, for example, in developing countries like Pakistan, it was not in that frequent a use. But today, almost every young member of almost all the societies of the world, they are connected to, these web-based links such as Instagram or other links. And even, in Pakistan, you would see youth using them very regularly. Instagram stories have emerged as a new, social media trend, and, pictures accompanied by, linguistic tags, pictures accompanied by comments, and then responses to those comments, that keeps on going on in this virtual world, constantly. This is one of the new trends. Snapchat is also used a lot by youth for the same kind of purposes. The frequency, when it comes to the frequency of the use of these trends, Instagram stories are already, so very popular that it is estimated that 250 million daily users, use these stories. On the other hand, when it comes to Snapchat users, for example, 173 million active users Snapchat daily. So, almost all those members of the society who are, above age 3 to 4, they are engaged in these social media activities, and which has had a strong influence on the social and the linguistic structures of the societies as well. One of another trends that I would like to talk about is of more augmented reality and face filter trends. Face filters are growing popular, where people over the years, people have started using different kinds of filters to give different shapes and forms and different perspectives to their pictures that are shared. Well, this is very significant in the sociolinguistic context, because the non-linguistic part of it, that is the pictures, how they are perceived, how they're given different shapes and forms and different connotations by applying different filters. They throw light on different social aspects of the society. They throw light on the aspirations and inspirations of the youth. And one of the major trends that is noticed is, kind of globalization of these processes, where in all these processes, globalized trends are followed instead of the localized trends. And along these, pictures and Instagram stories, the captions and the wording and the linguistic features that are shared, they become of great ideological significance, because they perceive, they provide us kind of insight into the identities of the users, who mainly are the youth of any society or any nation. They provide us insights into their gender identities, means how do they perceive their gender, into their social identities, into their ethnic identities, into their regional identities, into their youth identities, as well as into their religious identities and their national identities. Another identity that has emerged very strongly through these linguistic and non-linguistic features is the identity of, global citizenship that the researchers have noticed through the use of these trends. So, overall, all these emerging social media trends are either catering for the needs of the youth, or, they are the reflections of the social engagement of the youth. So in all this context, where, with every passing moment, the use of, global media and the use of new media is increasing, the sociolinguistic context and the sociolinguistic perspectives on that gather further significance, and it needs to be researched how and why people use certain linguistic and non-linguistic semiotic sources, resources, and features in order to create and to convey certain identities.